Radio guy Mike Prince, welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. It's Football Friday. You know what that means. We're going to jump right into some football action. We have basketball action and so much more in store for you on today. We'll remind you guys you can follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show, the YouTube channel, Open Mic Broadcast Network. The website is obnradio.com. The 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we're going to jump right into today's episode. We got so much to get you caught up with. We're going to hear from Rob Butler and the Southland Report. We're going to have football games scheduled for tonight on the high school circuit. Waller Bulldogs fighting for their playoff lives, and the Rose Hill Christian Eagles in the semifinals of the playoff rounds in the TAPS division. College football is in a mess as far as who will and who won't qualify. BYU still trying to make and stake their claim. It might be no avail. This is Longhorns. Backs against the wall as far as Tom Herman is concerned. Michigan could really stick it to Ohio State. There's literally nothing to be done about it, but we'll see if the integrity line holds up. College basketball will pick back up on tonight, or at least on the schedule. Prairie View A&M University will take on Grand Canyon. Arkansas Pine Bluff to take on the St. Louis Billikens. Alabama State to take on Stephen F. Austin. Alabama A&M to take on the 23-ranked Ohio State. On the women's side of things, Southern Lady Jags will take on Wichita State. 6 p.m. will be that scheduled tip-off time on tonight. Hold tight, we got a lot more to discuss. Take a quick break and we'll come back. Our NCAA football matchups of the week that we'll be keeping a close eye on and give you our predictions on that one. Listen to the Mike Prince Show Football Friday edition. Keep it where you got it, and we will be right back. Valley Schools Credit Union has 13 different locations to better serve you. Locations in Rosenberg, Missouri City, Katy, College Station, Bryan, Brenham, and Waller, Texas. For more information, you can contact them on their toll-free number, 855-391-2149. Or you can send an email to information@bvscu.org. Calendars for December 20th, 2020. The Prairie View Athletic Club extends an invitation for you to come out and learn more about the Prairie View Athletic Club and how it operates, proudly supporting PV Athletics since 1986. Be a part of something special. For more information, dial 936-857-5817. Welcome back to the Football Friday edition of the Mike Prince Show here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Football coming toward an end as far as college is concerned, getting ready for should be a very interesting playoff at Dash. Number 4th ranked Ohio State scheduled to take on Michigan State this weekend. Game that is of interest as far as we're concerned here at the Open Mic will be number 12th ranked Indiana taking on number 16th ranked Wisconsin. Our pick in this one is that Wisconsin come out victorious. In the Big 12 action, Texas goes on the road to Kansas State. We believe Texas should be able to take care of Kansas State in this one. However, it could be too little too late as far as the Tom Herman era, University of Texas. Another game that we'll be watching will be number 11th ranked Oklahoma taking on the Baylor Bears. We got Oklahoma winning this game. We believe Baylor's going to give them a run for their money this coming weekend. In the SEC, 5th-ranked Texas A&M will be taking on the Auburn Tigers. We believe that Texas A&M will win this game. And, of course, my own interest, Missouri Tigers taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks. I believe that Missouri should be able to hold off a much improved Razorback squad. We've got more to discuss right where you got it. Listening to Football Friday right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and the Mike Prince Show. We'll be right back.
This is Rob Butler with your Southland Report. I haven't talked much about it in recent weeks, but there could be a major shakeup at the FCS level involving 4 Southland Conference schools and Tarleton State. Abilene Christian, SFA, Sam, and Lamar from the Southland Conference. Tarleton State is in the WAC. They're competing as an FCS independent in football this year. Now, apparently, these other 4 schools have been extended invitations to join a new WAC football conference. But the question remains, will this conference be an FBS conference eventually, or will it compete at the FCS level? Other schools from the West Coast and Big Sky Conference have been mentioned as possible expansion candidates. This proposed conference realignment reminds me of when the old Southwest Conference broke up in 1994. Baylor, A&M, Texas, and Texas Tech left to form the Big 12. But there's also a rumor that Central Arkansas will become a member of the Atlantic Sun Conference. So that would leave the Southland Conference at 10 football-playing schools. One factor not to be overlooked in mid-major realignment is the Texas A&M system. If the Texas A&M University system wants 3 of their schools, that's Tarleton State, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and West Texas A&M in one conference, which would be the WAC, they could probably make it happen. Of course, Texas A&M Corpus would need to add football. On a personal level, I'd like to see an FCS Super Conference comprised of schools from the SWAC and the Southland Conference. Now, I'll be talking more about conference realignment in the weeks ahead. That's Rob Butler, Open Mic Broadcast Network.
I want to thank Brother Rob Butler, his Southland Report, always dropping some insights in the world of Southland athletics, in particular that of football. Well, of course, the Southwestern Athletic Conference began the dawn of a new era at Jackson State. Jackson State introducing to the rest of the world Coach Deion Sanders, as he has made it official now, being on the campus and ready to put his signature Tiger ball. Congratulations also to the FAMU Rattlers. FAMU made an announcement that they'll be going with Peak Sports Marketing to manage multimedia rights and sponsorships for the next 5 years. This deal will warrant $1 million purse Rattler Nations, with the potential of getting more depending on revenue sales. Of course, this announcement being made while they're still officially with the MEAC. Of course, this will be transitioning over for the 2021 athletic calendar. It'll be very interesting to see any other WAC schools jump on board Peak Sports Management, their multimedia opportunities. And speaking of opportunities, I want to take this opportunity to set the record straight, if you would. There was a very interesting and very intriguing article that I came across that was written by a man by the name of Eric Shelton, who's with the Clarion out of Jackson, Mississippi, and also writes for The Undefeated. And it was a very interesting and inspirational story written by the current athletic director at Jackson State University, Ashley Robinson. As I began to read this article several times, I might add, I couldn't help see some glaring, misinformed statements that felt needed to be addressed. Now, being in broadcast journalism for as long as I've been in, you have to fact check what you can fact check and make sure that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, because your integrity as a writer, broadcaster, whatever, comes question. Persons that you interview get quotes come question. Because once it's quoted, When you're using, especially in print, quotations mean this is what that person actually said. With that being said, just going to go over the fact check of all. Like I said, very well written article, very inspirational article, a touching article. But there were some facts that were not correct that I want to address this time. The article starts off where it was, I'm talking about this is inspirational and a personal touch and bringing some things to light. Jackson was confused and didn't understand why he didn't get the basketball scholarship 20 years ago at Jackson State. He ended up going to Mississippi Valley, had a hell of a career in Mississippi Valley. And take that away. As a matter of fact, in Mississippi Valley's Sports Hall of Fame, I still think he's the school's leading CIS leader even today. You can't take that away. And he went on to say how these things drove him to greatness. And I do understand that competitors are competitors, no matter you're in your field of sport, life. Competitor always be competing. It's just the way it is. And he goes on to say how he took it personal and he used it as fuel. I can relate with that. Understand that wholeheartedly. He gave credit to the Lord for bringing him through and working in mysterious ways on how he got where he is. And the first quotes Ashley Robertson was quoted in this article is at my destination, where supposed to be. We know our steps are ordered by the Lord, and we don't know how things work the way they work and how they unfold the way they unfold. Where you end up, you count it all up, really where you should be in most cases. En route, getting where you need to be, God take us on journeys, take us on valleys, take us on mountain tops. It's up to us to figure out. God needs us to figure out on these journeys. It does not negate the fact Mississippi Valley gave the Robinson the opportunity for him to reach destiny of greatness. It was Mississippi Valley he made his name. It was Mississippi Valley where he was able to show and prove. Jackson say, hey, you may have messed up this one. Understanding, being a graduate of Mississippi Valley, it would appear, it seemed like that you never really appreciated being Valley. Just an observation. Move on from that one. Now, here's where it becomes a bit interesting, at least to me. The article goes on to say that Ashley Robinson was being watched. He became athletic director, Prairie View A&M University. How he took morbid program, turned it to a winner. Okay, Prairie View just coming off back-to-back Commissioner's Cups. Ashley Robinson was hired Prairie View. Now, you're part of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. You know that the Commissioner Cup given to the athletic program had the most success on field play. 2 consecutive Commissioner Cups, I might add, under leadership of Fred Washington. Might I add, Prairie View yet to win Commissioner's Cup since Fred Washington, athletic director. The article goes on to say that Ashley Robinson's first opportunity of being hired at Jackson State was in 2015. University passed on him, just like did. He was a basketball player. This is a quote. That time was a very young administrator, Ed Cook, who was one of the powers to be at Jackson State University. I was going to say from Cook, didn't have role models on him. So, according to this, in 2015, Robinson slighted again in 2015. Said he vowed to prove them wrong, them being Jackson State University. And let me project just right there. I have no problem with a man, woman, boy, girl trying to work out their next move. Because in this business of athletics, it's about making sure that your next move becomes your best move. I have no problem with that. None whatsoever. Continuing on with the quote from Robinson, Cook, I'll be back, told them. Don't worry, I'll be back. And he goes on to say that Robinson said, I never took the criticism as you don't like me. I took the criticism as I'll show you. That's always been my attitude. Quote. So, according to this article in 2015, you applied while working at Prairie View. No problem with that at all. Man got to do what he's got to do, but that was only 2 years after you were in. No problem at all. Now, here is where the lines, they don't even get blurred. You just cross all over the lines. Quote from Robinson. When I showed up Prairie View, we had 30 to 40 acres, a trailer, and a basketball. End quote. The writer goes on to say, Robertson said they chuckle. Then he goes on to say, as I quote, when I left TV, every sport had brand new facilities. All those facilities I built. Not just football, administration building, soccer, baseball, and softball fields. He said, and we have a 5-star track facility. Okay.
What the hell is going on?
Let's go back to all of this. Ashley Robertson is taking credit for having built all the facilities that Prairie View A&M University has. When we're about to do some more fact checking. The baseball stadium broke ground in November of 2013 and opened in 2014. Ashley Robinson was hired July 2013. I was at the groundbreaking ceremony. In fact, I was part of the groundbreaking ceremony, and Fred Washington was the athletic director. The project was already proved and ready to break ground for the build by the time Ashley Robinson arrived. And once again, Fred Washington saw not only that project from start to finish, but he also was part of the leadership team that actually got the designs approved and the funding approved by the Prairie View A&M University student body in 2010.
That's amazing! You are so talented! Huh? Wait a second. Something's not right here. You were just making it look like you were playing.
You're a phony. Hey, this guy's a great big phony. That's right. You're a big fat phony. Hey, you know who lives in this house? A great big phony. That's right. A phony lives here. A big fat phony. Wasn't gonna jump. You're a phony.
And if we really go back, Dr. Charles McClellan serves as Southwestern Athletic Conference Commissioner, started the first serious conversation of Prairie View's athletic facilities to be upgraded back in 2003. In fact, old Blackshear Stadium were actually going to build around it. Then they went back and they started everything up from scratch. To say that you built these facilities, not accurate. You walked into a plan that was laid out and approved in 2010. When you arrived, motion was already in place. We'll acknowledge that you were the athletic director at the completion of projects. You did not build facilities. The article goes on to state that hiring Willie Simmons brought back relevancy Prairie View A&M University 51 years. Also stated that Simmons went 21-11, 3 seasons. A quote, I'm assuming this is coming from Cook. The quote says, made some very impressive hires with the football program, and Prairie View's program became relevant in a way it hadn't been since the 60s or 70s, Cook said. Now, maybe that is a misquote from Mr. Cook, but for the record, it's still a false statement. Henry Frazier built Prairie View A&M University's football program in the early 2000s. He had back-to-back winning seasons in 2007 and 2008. Won the SWAC championship in 2009. Prairie View went 32-9 from 2007 to 2010. That hire of Coach Frazier was by Dr. Charles McClellan, and the title was won under Fred Washington. Ashley did hire Willie Shotgun Simmons, and the best year that Coach Simmons had was his first year in 2015. And the truth be told, those were players that he inherited. Simmons was gone after 3 years to FAMU. You've hired Eric Dooley, who is still finding his way as we speak today. As far as the basketball hire, as far as the basketball program, Prairie View A&M University women's program been under a successful run under Cooper, the Toyelle, won a tournament under Coach Don Brown, who currently sits at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff right now. 2014, Coach Don Brown was relieved of her services. You hired Coach Raven Justice, who never won a title, left Sam Houston after serving for 3 years. We've hired basketball coach Sandy Pugh, Southern University, and she is still trying to put together the pieces and rebuild the program that she inherited. Now, we will acknowledge the fact you hired Byron Smith, who was on the staff of Coach Byron Rim, but we will credit the midseason change in 2016 with the promotion of Byron Smith. But in that same breath, Smith got the program going after Robertson was gone. Fred Washington was the AD on record when Coach Byron Smith and the Panthers won it all. The story goes on to say, this is a quote, I was always hurt about the recruiting piece. My whole family went to Jackson State. I go to family reunions. They say, you went Valley. End of quote. I don't even think I'm going to even touch that one. That speaks for itself. Once again, Valley gave you scholarship. Valley hired you, the compliance director, and set you up to be able to go to the conference office where it helped you get to Prairie View A&M University. Prairie View hires you as an athletic director only you had been an athletic director less than a year in Mississippi Valley. My whole point is this: recognize, acknowledge what you've done, the people that helped you in your life, because it's all of us standing on someone else's shoulders. But for you to say you built Prairie View, it's not true. For the report to come out without any fact checks, it's irresponsible. It's reckless. And this is not hating, or it's just setting the record straight. Know the truth, and the truth will make you free. I wish Jackson State all the luck, blessings, and success, because when they succeed, we succeed. When they struggle, we struggle. I've said that from day one on every institution, 10 and it's now soon to be 12. We're only good as the weakest link. But there is absolutely no need to keep allowing these untruths to surface as if they're truth. You don't have to believe me in this little commentary that I'm making. You can fact check it for yourself. Because the one thing that I hold true, I'll be a whole bunch of things, but I'm not going to be a liar. You don't have to like how I say things. You don't have to like how I do things. But one thing you don't have to worry about is that I will not lie to you. And I will not lie on you. 30 to 40 acres, a trailer, and a basketball? Well, I guess since you say that you built Prairie View, all I can do is say thanks. I am going to exit stage left. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. You guys be blessed, and until the next time, we will see you on the other side.